everyone. This time I will talk about China's transportation and infrastructure. Much of contemporary China's transportation system have been built since the establishment of the People's Republic of China in 1949. The railway, which is the primary mode of long-distance transport, has seen rapid growth, reaching 120,970 kilometers of railway lines, making it the second longest network in the world. Prior to 1950, there were only 21,800 kilometers of railway lines. The extensive rail network includes the longest and busiest HSR network in the world, with 25,000 kilometers of high-speed lines by year-end 2017. While rail travel remained the most popular form of intercity transport, air travel has also experienced significant growth since the late 1990s. Major airports such as Beijing Capital International and Shanghai Pudong International being among the busiest in the world. At the end of 2017, there are some 34 metro systems in operation across China, including some of the largest and busiest subway networks in the world. Of the 12 largest metro networks in the world by length, 7 are now in China. Additionally, many bus rapid transit, light rail, and rapid transit lines are currently under construction or in the planning stages across the country. The highway and road system also have gone through rapid expansion, resulting in a rapid increase of motor vehicle use throughout China. A government-led effort started in the 90s to connect the country by expressways via the National Trunk Highway System has expanded the network to about 97,000 kilometers by the end of 2012, making China's the longest expressway network in the world. Second, railway. General introduction. Rail is the major mode of transport in China. In 2011, China's railways carried 2,947 billion ton-kilometers of freight and 961.23 billion passengers kilometers. Both traffic volumes are the highest in the world. The high volume of traffic that China's railway systems carries makes it critical to China's economy. China's railway system carried 24% of the world's railway transport volume on only 6% of the world's railways. China had the world's second longest railway network. As of 2019, it is 139,000 kilometers long. About 47% of the network is electrified in 2010. China's railways are among the busiest in the world. In 2019, railways in China delivered 3.660 billion passenger trips, generating 1,470.66 billion passenger kilometers and carried 4.3 389 billion tons of freight, generating 3,018 billion cargo ton kilometers. Freight traffic turnover has increased more than fivefold over the period 1980 to 2013, and passenger traffic turnover has increased more than sevenfold over the same period. Driven by need to increase freight capacity, the railway network has expanded, with the country budgeting $130.4 billion for railway investment in 2014, and has a long-term plan to expand the network to 274,000 kilometers by 2050. China built 9,000 kilometers of new railway in 2015. Foreign capital investment in the freight sector was allowed beginning in 2003, and international public stock offerings opened in 2006. In another move to better capitalize and reform the railway system, the Ministry of Railways established 3 public shareholder-owned companies in 2003. China Railways of Container Transport Company, China Railway Special Cargo Service Company, and China Railways Partial Express Company. High-speed rail. The high-speed service is mainly operated by China Railway High Speed. HSR developed rapidly in China over the past 15 years, thanks to generous funding from the Chinese government. With ridership exceeding 1.44 billion in 2016, China's HSR service was the most heavily used in the world. In 2016, the network is the longest in the world and accounted for about 2/3 of the world's high-speed rail tracks, and operated with 2,595 high-speed trains, accounting for about 60% of all global high-speed trains. Urban rail, rapid transit. Currently, there are over 30 rapid transit systems in Chinese mainland. A further 12 systems are under construction, and 20 more metros are planned. Today, China boasts the world's longest, second and third longest metro systems. The Shanghai Metro only started operating in 1993 and has since expanded to be the world's longest subway system. Of the top 15 longest metro systems in the world, 8 of them are in China, also possessing half of the top 10 busiest metro systems in the world. As of January 2016, 39 cities have metro systems approved according to the National Development and Reform Commission. China plans to spend 4.7 trillion yuan, $706 billion on transport infrastructure in the 3 years following 2016. As of early 2017, China has 5,636.5 kilometers of under construction rail transit lines. Light rail, tram. Several cities in China has tram systems during the 20th century. However, by the end of this century, only Dalian, Hong Kong, and Changchun remained. Since 2010, the new tram systems opened in Qingdao, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Shenyang, Suzhou, Zhuhai, and Huai'an. Suburban and commuter rail systems. China's passenger railways are mostly used for medium and long-distance travel, with few trains stopping anywhere but at major stations in central cities. Commuter rail systems, characteristic of large European and North American cities, were initially uncommon in China. Instead, radial suburban metro lines are mostly fulfilling that role. However, a number of high-speed regional networks, such as the Chengdu Dujiangyan ICR, Changsha, Zhuzhou, Xiangtan ICR, Pearl River Delta Rapid Transit, and Wuhan Metropolitan Area Intercity Railway have recently started providing commuter services. Road, expressways. Having such a vast territory and the world's largest population, China depends on its numerous and complicated highways at all levels, crisscrossing the country in a dense network. The hallmark of the modernization of transportation, or even a country, is the expressways, more advantageous for safety, speed, economy, convenience, and capacity. These are being developed rapidly. Since the founding of China, the government initiated a large effort into building highways that extend across China and beyond its borders. Today, China is linked by an evolving network of highways, China National Highways, and expressways, expressways of China. By the end of 2019, the total length of China's expressway network reached 149,600 kilometers. That's enough to go around the globe more than 3 times. China now has the world's largest expressway system by length, which has surpassed the overall length of the American interstate highway system in 2011. Every year since 2011, another 10,000 kilometers has been added to the network. Its planned length is 168,478 kilometers by 2020. Almost all cities, countries, and towns in the city are accessible by highways. In 1988, the first expressway, Shanghai City, Jiangding County, in China was opened. Now, 20 provinces have expressways of over 1,242 miles, 2,000 kilometers, such as Shandong, Guangdong, Jiangsu, Henan, Hebei. As the capital of China, Beijing is the starting point of 11 national highways, radiating out to all parts of the country. Bus rapid transit. A number of BRT systems started operating in China, including the high-capacity Guangzhou BRT. More than 30 projects are being implemented or studied in China in some big cities. Trolley bus systems. As of 2013, trolley buses provide a portion of the public transit service in 10 Chinese cities. At one time, as many as 27 cities were served by trolley buses, comprising 28 systems, as Wuhan had 2 independent trolley bus systems. The Shanghai trolley bus system, which remains in operation, opened in 1914 and is the longest-lived trolley bus system in the world. All other trolley bus systems in China opened after 1950. Bike share. As of May 2011, the Wuhan and Hangzhou public bicycle bike share systems in China were the largest in the world, with around 19,000 and 60,000 bicycles respectively. Of the world's 15 biggest public bike share programs, 13 of them are in China. By 2013, China had a combined fleet of 650,000 public bikes. China has seen a rise in popularity with privately run app-driven dockless bike shares with fleets that dwarf systems outside of China. One such bike share alone, Mobike, operates 100,000 dockless bikes in each of the cities of Shanghai, Beijing, Shenzhen, and Guangzhou. Overall, there are more than 30 private bike share operators, including Mobike, Ofo, and Blue Gogo, that have put over 3 billion dockless shared bikes in various cities across China. 4. Bridges. During the infrastructure boom of the past 2 decades, bridge building has proceeded at a rapid pace on a vast scale. Notably, prior to the completion of the Wuhan Yangtze River Bridge in 1957, there were no bridges across the Yangtze River. China's longest, from Yibin to Shanghai, and all overland road and railways crossing this 2,884 kilometers stretch of the river required ferries. In 1992, there were only 7 such bridges, but by the end of 2012, the tally had reached 73, including 8 new openings in that year alone. 5. Air. As a result of the rapidly expanding civil aviation industry. By 2007, China had around 500 airports of all types and sizes in operation, about 400 of which had paved runways, and about 100 of which had runways of 3,047 kilometers or shorter. There also were 35 heliports in 2007, an increasingly used type of facility. With the additional airports came a proliferation of airlines. The Civil Aviation Administration of China, CAAC, also called the General Administration of Civil Aviation of China, was established as a government agency in 1949 to operate China's commercial air fleet. In 1988, CAAC's operational fleet was transferred to new semi-autonomous airlines and has served since as a regulatory agency. In 2002, the government merged the largest airlines into 3 regional groups based in Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou, respectively: Air China, China Eastern Airlines, and China Southern Airlines, which operate most of China's external flights. The total number of planes of all Chinese mainland carriers combined will be near 1,580 by 2010, up from 863 in 2006. By 2025, the figure is estimated to be 4,000. The 27 airlines in the Chinese mainland handled 138 million passengers and 22.17 million tons of cargo in 2005. Airports. Traveling by air is perhaps the most convenient and the fastest way to travel around China. The country's civil aviation began in 1949. Presently, most major cities in China feature large state-of-the-art airports that provide passengers with modern facilities and world-class aircrafts. They are under the supervision of the General Administration of Civil Aviation of China, CAAC. Currently, Chinese airports service about 1,279 regular air routes. 1,035 of these are domestic flights, including the routes to Hong Kong and Macau, while 244 are international. Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou handle the majority of the country's air traffic, while more than 200 Chinese airports, excluding Hong Kong and Macau, connect 127 domestic cities and 80 international cities in 38 countries. These airports are equipped to efficiently handle the ever-increasing volume of air transportation. The new Beijing Daxing International Airport has become the country's biggest airport with 9 runways. As the world's largest single-building airport terminal, it will become the world's busiest airport by international passenger traffic, surpassing Heathrow Airport, and will have more passengers than Atlanta, which is currently the world's busiest airport. Ports and shipping. China has more than 2,000 ports, 130 of which are open to foreign ships. The major ports, including river ports, accessible by ocean-going ships, are 北海、大连、丹东、广州、海口, etc. China has 16 major shipping ports with a capacity of over 50 million tons per year. Combined, China's total shipping capacity is in excess of 2,890 million tons. By 2010, 35% of the world's shipping is expected to originate from China. The 7 largest port terminals are 大连、广州、南京、宁波、青岛、秦皇岛、上海. Additionally, Hong Kong is a major international port, serving as an important trade center for China. Shanghai Port Management Department reported that Shanghai's port became the world's largest cargo shop, processing cargo topping 443 million tons and surpassing Singapore's port. 2 important rail ferries crossing operating off the China coast. The Bohai train ferry allows freight trains to shortcut from Liaoning to Shandong, while the Guangdong-Hainan ferry, part of the Guangdong-Hainan Railway, connects Hainan Island with Chinese mainland. There are also passenger and vehicle ferry lines connecting China with South Korea and Japan. 7. Waterways. China has 110,000 kilometers of navigable rivers, streams, lakes, and canals, more than any country in the world. In 2015, the traffic on the inland waterways has grown to 3.459 billion tons, cargo turnover to 1.331 trillion tons kilometers. It has tripled since 2006. Passenger traffic is 271 million people and 7.308 billion person kilometers, as reported by 2015 Transportation Industry Statistical Bulletin. The main navigable rivers are the Heilongjiang, Yangtze River, Xiang River, a short branch of the Yangtze, Pearl River, Huangpu River, Lijiang River, and Xijiang. Ships of up to 10,000 tons can navigate more than 1,000 kilometers on the Yangtze as far as Wuhan. Ships of 1,000 tons can navigate from Wuhan to Chongqing. Another 1,286 kilometers upstream. The Grand Canal is the world's longest canal at 1,794 kilometers and serves 17 cities between Beijing and Hangzhou. It links 5 major rivers: the Haihe, Huai River, Yellow River, Qiantang, and Yangtze. Before the reform era, China's transportation links were mostly concentrated in the coastal areas, and access to the inner regions were generally poor. This situation has been improved considerably since then, as railways and highways have been built in the remote and frontier regions of the Northwest and Southwest. At the same time, the development of international transportation was also pursued, and the scope of ocean shipping was broadened considerably. Freight haulage is mainly provided by rail transport. In late 2007, China became one of the few countries in the world to launch its own indigenously developed high-speed train, as rail capacity is struggling to meet demands for the transport of goods and raw materials such as coal. Air routes, roads, and waterways are rapidly being developed to provide an increasingly proportion of China's overall transportation needs. Thank you for watching.